Hello friends, I'm Dr. Pintu Kanani. I'm a consultant homeopath practicing homeopathy in Vadodara since 23 years. So today we are going to discuss about a role of homeopathy in frequent cough and cold. We come across situations where children's, adult, elderly one, they come with the frequent episode of cough and cold. Every change of a season and they come up with the cough and cold, or nowadays post COVID there is a increase in frequent viral infection or the episode of cough and cold. So today we are going to discuss about that. So in a common cold, it might be due to viral infections or irritants such as a smoke or a dust, or if we have improperly swallow food, that can also result into the common cold. Then we have post nasal discharges or post nasal droppings. Or sometimes if we have a chronic conditions like asthma, that will typically involving the wheezing. So if you have a cough with the wheezing, it is not just a common cough or cold, it might be because of the asthmatic bronchitis or asthma or asthma. Another symptoms which we found in the patient is a lot of runny nose, sore throat, cough and fever. So of late, post-COVID, we are having a lot of episodes where people are under antibiotic for a longer period of time, but they are not recovering very easily or very fast. So we are going to discuss a role of homeopathy in that. Now, like say for an example, take an allergic rhinitis. Now, as we know, allergy is a over response to stimuli. So hyper responsive stimuli is considered as an allergy. So what are the symptoms generally be found with allergic rhinitis or coryza due to the allergies? Constantly sneezing, a runny or stuffy nose. If you have constantly running nose or a stuffy nose, it is mostly an allergic rather than the simple acute phenomena. Sore throat or scratchy throat. So what are the things which we should be doing at home which can at least help or relieve the symptom? So one thing is if it is a mild or very moderate to mild symptoms, very acute phenomena since couple of days, you can have a extra amount of fluid, so that will help you to cough it out and you can get better. Then elevate your head while you are sleeping, so at least you will not have a post nasal dropping, and through the coughing you can take it out. Gargle with a warm or salt water, and have a aromatic or ginger tea that can help you to soothe your throat and clear the ways for the throat. But if you have a wheezing, a severe coughing is there, then the certain, and if it is for a more period of time rather than just since couple of days, and it is happening in every change of season, or at least typically once in a year, it means that it is more than just a common cold phenomena. It is allergic phenomena. So certain tests that you should carry out is X-ray chest to rule out whether it's a chronic bronchitis or asthmatic bronchitis, or it has resulted into pneumonia due to the current episode. Then allergic test. Now here we have to take this allergic test with a pinch of salt, because when you go for an allergic test, you will not get a particularly a one thing that you will be allergic to. You will always have a n number of allergy that will be represented. So when you go for that test, generally that has a very less therapeutic value. Means when it comes to the prescriptions, it doesn't much a lot, but it doesn't help a lot. So don't frequently go for allergic tests, because nowadays a lot of people encourage to go for a lot of allergic tests, but they are, I'm not saying they are useless, but they are not much of an help. You have to take it with a pinch of salt. Then of course take sputum examinations to rule out if you have some tuberculosis or any other bacteria which are involved into that. Another precautions we should do or take, that you can get rid of the cough, is quit smoking and have a high fiber diet. Now let us come to the role of homeopathy. As I told you, isn't it, there is acute response and there is a chronic response. If you have cough and cold since 2 3 days or 4 5 days or 7 8 days, like we have a lot of people in acute condition, they come, they are taking allopathic medicines or antibiotics since 10 days 12 days, but this is just an acute phenomena and they are not getting back, and this is especially happening post COVID. So what we're supposed to take into account is that the ailments from the causations. What are the causations? Whether there is exposure to chlor, whether there is change of season, You have taken a lot of cold food. Another important thing is, which is very important for us, is the character of discharges. See, sometimes this might seem funny because when you go to a allied doctor or allopathic doctor, for them it's like just your cough, you take the antibiotic. For here, we want to understand your body as a whole, how it responding to the stimuli or why it is producing the cough. And even though if you have, say, for an example, viral or bacterial, but then how your body is responding, what kind of a discharge is produced, when does it get aggravates, what are the ameliorating modality. Through that, we can zero down to the correct remedy or what we call is a similumum in homeopathy, which can help you to heal this cough and cold. So modality is very important. Then the peculiar symptom, like say for an example, like character of discharges, which we are talking of. So if you have a tough, ropey, stringy, tenacious discharges, then there are the 3, 4, 5, 6 medicines which are having the tendency to produce that kind of cough. So the choice of your remedy to be that group of remedy. If you have a constant, the cough is there. If you have just two paroxysm, isn't it generally a calcarea cough or oster? See, I'm just giving an example. It doesn't mean that you take this remedy and heal your cough. My point is that you're supposed to consult homeopath, especially when we patient comes to us, they come with all this thing, which they have taken off the counter medicine, even in allopathy and in homeopathy. And when they come to us, they will really find a different response. They say that, we have never been understood in this way. So I encourage you to contact us or any homeopath which can help you in this. So the peculiar symptom which are very, very important, like there is a particular modality, there is a particular timings, that in this particular time of a day I'm having cough and cold or I'm having fever. If it is associated with the fever, then the pattern of fever, whether it's have all three stages, chill, heat, sweat stages, and any peculiarity in that, like thustless during the heat stage, which is very uncommon. When you have a heat stage, generally the thirst increases, but sometimes people have decreases thirst, or sometimes concomitant, like certain symptoms which run parallel during this entire episode, like somebody is having a headache throughout the fever, or somebody is having a diarrhea associated with the fever, even though you are having a cough, but you will have not, it's associated with the diarrhea and there is no stomach infection. Or if you have peculiar typical symptom which is running through the fever, and repetitions, like how frequently it is being repeated. Periodicity, somebody is having the weekly periodicity, somebody is saying it cough and cold comes at every 4 days, बच्चा बीमार होता है हर चौथे वीक में हमको उसको एंटीबायोटिक देना पड़ता है, we supposed to give him antibiotic courses at every fourth week, or every change of the season, every 3 months, or every yearly periodicity. So that is also very, very important for us. So now this is which we have talked about the acute response. But if you have this happening since a longer period of time, say for an example since 4, 5, 6, so when you suffer from a longer period of time, then we need to understand you, or scope of understanding you as an individual is broadens. We'll not just look into your physical aspect, we are going to look into your emotional aspect, your liking, disliking. So these are the things which we'll take into account. Of course, the elements from, if it is available, then the again the character of cough, as I describe you, whether you have single paroxysm, double paroxysm, continuous coughing like an old person, isn't it? Or you have a dry cough. If you have a deep cough, then the remedy is a different remedy. So these are the thing which is very important for them. Then the modalities, which time or which uh, time of a day or which season does that it aggravates. Then your cravings and aversions, what kind of foods that you likes, you dislikes, or any change into this. Then your stress, your lifestyle. This chronic condition takes us upon when we are immunocompromised. Or say for an example, as I told you, the allergic response is hyperstimuli or overstimuli to hyper response to stimuli. So we'll not just hyper responsive to the stimuli in just physical manner. If you just try and understand that person, you will see in a different part of their life, like in an emotional aspect, in a different areas, the person will be over responsible to the change of a situation. So that way we can understand the makeup of a man or a build-up of a man, that what is his physical makeup, what is his emotional makeup, what is his perception, how he is reacting to the changing situation in his lifestyle, and there will be a particular pattern that we'll understand and observe that will help us to zero down to the remedy. Then the sleep pattern, the dreams are also very very important in homeopathy because they represent the subconscious mind. Then there are the hobbies also, where our lot of energy drives us, our liking, our disliking, our passions, that also help us to reflect what we are. So we'll able to understand the inner makeup or a built up of the person. On that basis, taking all this thing into account, we can zero down to the remedy, and that remedy will not just help you to heal the present episode of your cough and cold. If you continue with the medicine which we call as a constitutional medicine for a considerable period of time, say for example few months, 6 months, 8 months, depend upon the severity of your conditions, you can get rid of this problem completely. So this is what I wanted to say in regards to the cough and cold. Thank you very much.